it's a huge advantage. Like,
Yep.
I mean, Morgan's.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, when she's up 100 yards, it's
So I could, I guess, read it on my phone.
2 minutes.
Yeah. It's quite a bit smaller.
Did we get information on the revolving loan debt retirement transportation director?
I'm sorry, only Detroit Tigers do.
Oh, shoot.
There was documents.
Like I saw in stuff.
Use your Chromebook tool.
I asked for the hard copy, so I thought that was the official release.
Stuff gets lost with the hard copy.
I have to learn that lesson
Right here.
once.
Yep. Right here. Borrow.
I looked at it on my phone too. Let's see if I can try that.
I was thinking
There we go.
just that one.
It's possible that I got added after
It, I saw it, yeah, I did, now that I know that he was talking about it for something.
Call the meeting to order. It is the mission of Mountain View Area Public Schools to educate and inspire all students to become motivated, articulate, productive, and successful citizens for today, tomorrow, and forever. Let's call the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Rath?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mrs. Francis? Here. Mrs. Stahl? Here. Mr. Dyson?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mrs. Newbauer? Here.
Item 4, approval of agenda. We do need a recommendation for a motion to remove item 8, which is the new business letter D. So I need a motion to do that, and I believe that's around handbooks, correct?
Yep.
So moved.
Support. Moved by Scott, support by Tom. Discussion?
So with that approval of the agenda, we will be moving those handbooks to the August meeting. With that, we found some grammatical errors, but then a couple other things that just had not been taken out that we should be taking out. And we will have some more discussion with that. I'll have the principals here at the August meeting to help in that discussion or in that conversation as well.
Is our SRO officer going to read through that?
Yes, we will have them. Those brought up as well. So he has not met to this point.
Is it for?
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item 5, or I'm sorry, we still need to approve the agenda, right? Or is that good? Okay. Item 5, consent agenda. So moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item 6, public comment portion of the meeting. Public comments will be accepted at this time. Each statement shall be limited to 5 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. The board welcomes public comment but does not respond to citizens' concerns at its meetings. At the citizens' request and the board's direction, the superintendent or designee will respond in a timely manner. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. No public comments. Is there anybody that has a comment at this time? All right. Item 7, reports.
All right, first we'll start with superintendent comments. We do have 3 professional staff teachers that are receiving tenure. Corinne Bradfield at the middle school, Sarah Justian also at the middle school, and Deanne Knapp at the RRO Elementary will be receiving tenure. Per board policy 3370, tenure of professional staff member covered by the Michigan Teachers Tenure Act shall acquire tenure in accordance with the Michigan Teachers Tenure Act. In that Michigan Teachers Tenure Act, teachers are placed at a probationary period for the first full 5 years of employment. They have now been with the district for 5 years. This is the 5-year process, effective date of 2011. That 5-year process started. Teachers will be in a probationary period where they will be provided with an individual development plan for their work in consultation with a mentor teacher and the building principal. Teachers provided with at least 1 year-end evaluation each year. For those teachers here within the district, we also do a mid-year as well. After that 5-year period, they are considered to be at the tenure status. If they were to receive minimally or ineffectives at any point in that 5 years, they would not be able to receive tenure unless, I should say that, the last 3 years have to be minimally or highly effective in order to receive tenure. So that is 6 years for each of those. So congratulations to those 3 on reaching their tenure basis. Moving on, I just want to touch base on the Title IX investigation process. Because this investigation is still ongoing, I cannot comment publicly on ongoing personal matters. State and federal privacy laws also prohibit the disclosure of student personnel identifiable information without parental consent or an applicable exemption. However, the board should know that the district has policies and procedures in place to investigate and handle allegations of staff misconduct, and that it has followed the applicable policies and procedures when conducting these investigations. Specifically, we have adhered to all requirements specified in federal law and board policy when conducting Title IX investigations. Unfortunately, the August 2020 amendments to the Title IX regulations added many mandatory steps to the Title IX investigation process, and that result in a Title IX investigation takes longer to conclude than other misconduct investigation. I appreciate the trust and confidence that our families place in Mount Airy Public Schools, and we will continue to work and maintain that trust. West Michigan Teacher Collaborative. It's a Grow Your Own grant that took place with the latest budget, and we're excited that the West Michigan Teacher Collaborative Group, which is on behalf of Kent, Muskegon, and Ottawa area ISDs, and partnering LEAs, in collaboration with Grand Valley State University, was fully funded by MDE with over $19 million. So what does that mean? This collaborative is an initiative to recruit, develop, and support next generation teachers that we so desperately need in our area. So there's 3 program options. There's endorsements and advanced degrees for current teachers. There's a residency program for individuals with a bachelor's degree in any field. This cohort program includes coursework, professional, and a $20,000 stipend, plus a full-time student-facing support position through the resident district, and then a pre-residency program for non-degreed individuals currently working for a district, but that are not in that degree field. So it does give some opportunities for those that maybe we have in the district working in other capacities to achieve those degrees with funding, or those that have degrees to get their teaching certificate funding program and classes as well. All programs are 100% tuition free for participants with the coursework coming through the West Michigan Teacher Collaborative. So that is kind of exciting. We do anticipate by October the first pre-residency cohort will begin. January 2024, the first endorsements and advanced degrees will take place, and by May of 24, the first residency cohort will begin. So it's a way to find additional teachers, and so we'll be spreading the word. You'll see more about that, and any individual that you know that might be a great teacher, there's some options for that as well. In the board updates, the Friday updates, you saw that there was a state budget that was passed. There's many parts and pieces that need to be worked through with that, and what that means for us as a district, really for us as a state as a whole, and what all those components mean. But it was the $458 per pupil increase, which we had expected for a $9,608 per pupil. And some other things that are, I guess, will be important for us as a district is we're trying to figure out what those dollars mean to us and what the numbers will look for. Our student count is going to be extremely important. I think that as we look at that beginning, especially with the increase in dollars, what that student count will be. We have budgeted for that 55 down and if it's less than that, that is obviously very advantageous for it. There is a component of that budget for enrollment stabilization. With the declining enrollments that we're seeing across schools, there was $77 million to provide the districts with declining enrollment. So that would be from the 2023 count to the blended count for the 23-24. So we don't know those numbers right away, but that will help take away from some of that enrollment loss as well. There was an increase in at-risk dollars. Once again, that depends on student count and whether that will leave us as a district. Special education, they did more funding within special education, which I think is going to be extremely helpful for us as a district, because we're nowhere near fully funded through any of the special education components that we do. It comes out of our general fund, so that will help in that as well. Additional English language learner monies as well, which we don't have a lot of those, but a little bit helps in that as well. There also is some money out there for transportation funding that we're hopefully going to be a part of as well, so hopefully that will help. Although it won't be money that we necessarily see here in the district, but with the MIPSR's funding and the things that the monies that come in and out for the retirement components, they're offsetting some of those costs, so that'd be nice as well. And then increased mental health and school safety grants dollars coming our way as well, which will help fund some of the positions. So hopefully that will help, and will do the right size our budgets even more and allow us to have good conversations in negotiations.
Jeff, quick question on the declining enrollments. Did they give any indication that they think that's going to stabilize across the state? Or
no, not at this point in time. They're still seeing decline, and it's a lot to do with birth rate, and that's their determining factor. Now there was a influx, I believe, of individuals that left the state there for a period of time that hurt that number as well. But at this point in time, I think it's only seen as a just lower birth rate, and that's not only for the state of Michigan, but I would say across the country as well. My options. So our high school students do take a survey through My Options, and they provide some feedback to us, just what interests our high school students have. And I just thought I'd like to share these every year. The top three career interests of our current high schools involve engineering at 20%, nursing and healthcare at 16%, and mental health care at 15%. 28% are still unsure of what that career interest might be. 23% will be the first in their families to attend college. 79.6% would like to attend a four-year institution, and 52.6% would like to attend a two-year or technical school. 3.6% would like to enlist in the military. I mentioned the handbook as well, that we will be taking a closer look at those handbooks. We'll be sharing those out to you. That is it for superintendent comments.
awesome, thanks, Jeff. Item 8 is new business. Under new business is consideration to approve MASB membership renewal for 23-24. The suggested motion would be to approve the membership renewal of the Michigan Association of School Boards, MASB, for the 2023-24 school year. Moved by Scott, supported by Tom. Any discussion?
So highly recommended action. It is obviously part of you as a whole, as part of the Associated School Board. It does allow us to get into classes as well. So this is an annual membership renewal that we have done.
What's the cost?
The cost is $4,121. The membership itself is $3,960.06. With a legal trust fund annual contribution of $60.
And that does allow our board members to attend classes for free, and there's
or statement here from Montague Area Public Schools, just based upon the classes that were taken, your district received $28,207.66 in savings this past year based upon this membership. So the savings from some of the classes that were taken far away.
Okay. Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item B, consideration of approval of early graduation. The suggested motion is to approve the request for early graduation as presented. Moved by Scott, support by Tom. Discussion?
So policy 5464 of early graduation does not need board approval, but I do want to make sure in the past early graduation we had, I really want to make sure that it's a full process for us. And we have, as the principal and myself, agreed that there should be approval of this graduation. Student on short. This definitely has a plan together as to what he'd like to do moving forward. He's got the credits in. He is looking to work in an academy in Gillette, Wyoming. This is a 6-month program which allows him to get out there and get right back so that he can start working with the city legislature.
Be good, Larry.
It's a really good Larry Road.
Welding Academy, does that, if he's already graduated, it really doesn't help him at all for that, it's like a postgraduate.
He's already he already went through the 2-year program at CTC.
I just had a quick question about, what if we had somebody apply, and we denied them, but they met all the requirements to graduate? How will they be able to do that even, or?
For policy 5464, yes.
Okay.
I would want to make sure. I
Yeah.
think there'd have to be somebody.
Doesn't it policy state though a certain number of years that a student must attend school? That policy?
Yes.
High school, they must complete.
High school, yes. I believe the only
4
way you can
years.
do this is at the 3.5-year mark, because the classes that you're taking would have to be based upon the way that we offer classes.
Okay. How often is it?
This would be the second time in 8 years.
How do they count for the year? They count in the fall, they count in
So they would count the fall and will not count in the spring, correct? Which would be 90% funded.
graduate in December and walk in like February 10th or something.
No, you will be able to come back for a graduation ceremony, which I believe, taking the letter, that was part of the request. That can be done as well.
Did we grant that for the last one, or did we, you probably don't remember, I do because I was here, but I don't remember if we said, once you're done, you're done. You
Right,
get to come
I
back in
don't
the
don't
meeting, you
remember,
don't
but I
have to
can
do
look,
that.
I can go back and look that up,
Okay.
because I'll have that information.
That's-
I believe they left the state.
Well, I think it was a
And
student
this
that
is-
came in from another state and had taken classes ahead of that we were able to offer. And I'm pretty sure that's the one.
I'll look up and give that
When she
information as
was
well. as
done,
far
we're
as the
like,
past.
you're done graduated, so you're not, you're a graduate now, so you don't get to come in and hang out at lunch and,
Right.
do all that stuff, so.
Do you remember if she walked?
I do not think so. I don't think she did. I think that was a stipulation that you are no longer a student here. You are no longer afforded the rights to come in and chill and hang out just because you're not going to school. You can't come hang out at the school with the kids that are going to school. It's a clean break.
What's the segregation for like FTEs or something? Is it 50-50 at the count days? Or is it-
90% in October.
Yeah, okay. That's what I talked
So
about balancing that a long time ago, that it's never done. They probably do it every year.
they talked about it.
Okay.
Actually, in policy 5464, the student may participate in the graduation ceremonies within this designated class. So it is possible that that's.
Any further discussion? I would think if you were asking to graduate early from high school, it would be 14.
He's probably working.
Yeah.
The kids are working. He worked
I
for us when he
understand
was
that.
14, and he's.
I don't know if he's even aware that it is here tonight.
Just saying.
I'm
I'm not gonna shoot them down, but just saying.
On the parents at least, I know there's parental support.
Yeah, there is parental support in the last one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
I know, but I mean, just feel like,
No,
I just feel like you already support. I know, right? You just,
I still don't know.
Yeah, that's true. On that note, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
yes.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Item C, consideration of approving, handbooks. We skipped that. Sorry.
Nope.
No, that's one.
Oh, yeah.
D is the
Thank you. Consideration approving building handbooks, suggested motion to approve the 23-24 handbooks for MHS.
We're not doing
We're on
that.
C.
Next
I
one
want
up.
to see.
next one up, C.
C.
D down
New
to five.
class.
Here? Oh, curriculum.
Financial literacy class.
There you go.
Yeah, I skipped B.
Okay.
Okay, I got you. There's two B's there. My bad, guys.
To be or not to be.
All right. Item B, or new C, consideration of approving new class added to MHS curriculum, suggested motion to approve the addition of a financial literacy class to high school curriculum.
So, support.
All right, discussion.
So, on June 16, 2022, House Bill 5190, bipartisan bill signed into effect. This is to require a half-credit class, so a semester-long class, and it would be for the start of the ninth graders of the 2024 year. So that is our 2027 graduates. There is a financial literacy class that has to take place at some time. This is a class that could be used in that manner. We're looking at a number of different options with this. We're running it through a math department or even our CTE components as well around the coursework. But this would allow us for some options as we look into future scheduling for our incoming freshmen. During their incoming freshman year, they would not necessarily be taking this course, but we wanted to make sure that we had options if schedules advance.
What do you anticipate in 1 year? Do you anticipate?
I would guess, probably 11, maybe doubling up on a 10.
Maybe
Some seniors maybe. You'll see it. It kind of depends on the course path of math.
Okay.
Where does that curriculum come from?
This is. Assessments, I'll have to get back to you. There is work that it's here.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the electives. It was from a program that we had found. Resources.
So like, did they develop it or?
Yes, it was taken from another district, and the resources that were taken, and I believe it could be Xenia Public Schools as well.
So will it be, is it gonna be a math? Will it be a math credit? Is that what you said? Cause then here it said, or it could be language, or it could be arts. But then something about delete the two in language. As far as what it'll count as. You said
It would count as it is strictly a half credit financial literacy class that has to be taken. Only a half credit, no, has to be taken.
Everybody
As
has
a
to.
graduation requirement.
Okay, but as far as what category it fits into, will it fit into?
For us, when I say math department, is a math teacher, is a CTE teacher, more
Okay.
of those things.
But it doesn't count as a math
currently have a personal finance class though, or will this replace it?
This would replace it and allow it, well, it could probably be both. We have a full year-long one, this would be
Okay.
under a semester now.
Okay.
So, because it's only a half
Will they be
credit.
teaching the same thing? So we're gonna have two,
No, most likely this will then replace
okay.
that unless we have tons of people that want more math credits or need more math credits along those lines. I have to believe that we need half credit of math, but we need 4 credits of math, so I think it's almost like it's an extra. I mean, if somebody, I'm guessing if somebody passed a half of one of the semesters of a math class, it's going to count towards that. I would think, but I guess I would have to look that up as well.
This could be a question. From a personnel standpoint, this would replace another math course, so you wouldn't be adding staff for it, it would be, it's not.
Correct.
added
Not
to-
an
it's
added
not
head of
added
staff
to
of the current staff that we have.
Yeah.
And within this class are math staff and CTE certified teachers could teach this.
CTE teachers could teach us, so like we have a bargaining person that could
Correct.
potentially, that
Teresa
would be a
Teresa
good,
would be,
good fit.
so would Kate Firestein, so would actually,
Yeah.
even though McKenna and our 2 other ag teachers, they're still certified under, because it's under the business guidance.
I would just like to say, I think this is a great idea. I think it's a much needed thing for kids in school. Any other discussion?
So if we, just quickly, if we kept this as a math versus an art, and we kept it as math, could we run that under CT and get voc funding?
CTE teacher,
If they teach it,
it's who teaches it.
right?
So I kind of confused it by saying math or CTE. For me, I'm thinking a math teacher or a CTE teacher because yes, this could help. It's fun if it's CTE.
How much money we can
All right, if there's no other discussion, all those in favor?
get. Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item D is the handbooks, we're not doing that. Item E is consideration of approval of course catalogs. Suggest a motion to approve the 23-24 course catalogs for MHS, NBC, RRO, and the MAC as presented. So moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
So there were no changes in both the MAC or RRO course catalogs from the previous year. At NBC, there was a couple changes. The addition of the advanced mathematics at the 6th grade level. They always had 6th grade math, this would be an advanced mathematics course in that work. Also in the 6th grade, a class called exploratory, which allows, we've had the exploratory class previously, I guess I want to make a note, we actually had it under the name Project Lead the Way Exploratory. We will no longer be using the Project Lead the Way, still the same idea. There's a cost to Project Lead the Way materials that we do not feel is necessary now based upon the things that we do in the class, so it's still the exploratory work around some of the science nature work. Seminar would be the addition as considered an approved class, very similar to it is here at the high school, where it is a class that allows students to do a wide variety of a number of things, but obviously create a community type atmosphere, allow for additional work within some of their other classes, but to also improve research and investigatory skills, presentation skills, and presentation skills will be different things that they do within that class to help them at the middle school level. In the 7th grade, once again, the same class, just the seminar, and then 8th grade, the seminar as well, along with Dynamic Decades, which is the influence of the 1950s and 60s. I remember that we had to make some changes last year at the 8th grade level. This would be the class that put in there as well. Change everything else across those grade levels are the same. At the high school, the only change would be the grammatical at the bottom of the first page there. In the past, it said the class in 2023 and beyond would need 19 credits are required for graduation. Now it just says 19 credits are required for graduation. That's the change that now that the 23 graduates are gone. And then it would also be the financial literacy class that would be added into this. Now that has been approved as well. That this program is. Oh, and then one other thing, I do want to make note, greenhouse management. It is a 1 and a 2 class. So it's listed as one, but there are 1 and 2 offerings in this one.
Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item F, consideration of approving the debt retirement fund transfer resolution. Suggested motion? Did I skip one again?
No.
Oh my gosh. Item E, consideration of approving the school loan revolving fund annual application resolution. Suggested motion to approve the school loan revolving fund annual application resolution to meet debt service fund obligations. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion?
So we participate in the school bond loan fund each year, and our application requires board approval. This year we are once again in repayment mode. Last year we were in repayment mode as well, which is a good thing. This resolution indicates that we will pay 7.8 mils in debt millage and provides the estimated amount that we will repay the fund in April of 2024. We are estimated to pay the school bond loan fund $495,000 in April of 2024.
Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item F, consideration of approving the debt retirement fund transfer resolution. Suggested motion to approve the debt retirement fund transfer resolution as presented. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
We have paid off our 2015 refunding bonds, Series B, as of May 1st. For our attorney, district attorney, and our financial consultant at PFM, we need a board resolution to move any remaining tax revenues in this account to the 2015 refunding bond Series A account to continue paying down those outstanding bonds. Once again, you can see the form is of the 7.80 mils. That would be no change to that. There will be a remaining outstanding balance of approximately $31,542.41.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item G, consideration of approval to hire transportation director. Suggested motion to approve the hiring of Carrie Plitka as a transportation director. Moved by Tom, support by Scott. Discussion.
So in the interview process, Carrie Plitka will be the new transportation director. She comes to us from Dean's Transportation, which took over the Reese Puffer Public Schools Transportation. She has been there since 2016. She does many of the same duties that she will be performing in this current role. She's also been a bus driver at Wayland Community Ed, as well as a driver for Reese Puffer Schools District prior from 2001 to 2012. Carrie, if you could go ahead and wave. This is Carrie right here. She went through the process and did an absolute outstanding job. I think the learning curve should be small for around the world of transportation that is. Obviously getting to know the district, and getting to know the roads and the routes and all that work, but she has done a great job in the interview process, so we're excited to have her.
Additional discussion? All right. You got time? Sure. Yep. All right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item H, Consideration to approve the MISAC Solar Choice Resolution. Suggested motion to approve the MISAC Solar Choice Resolution as presented.
Support.
You guys are gonna have to let me know. You went too quick there. It was you.
Yeah, one,
Move.
two.
Anybody else
Move.
can type in
Support.
anytime they
Second
want.
place. Second place.
I get a kick out of it. All right. So moved by Scott, supported by Tom. Discussion.
So we have belonged to the Michigan School Energy Cooperative since 2005. Our O, NBC, and MHS are all served by MISAC. PA 286 passed in 2008, implementing a 10% cap on electric competition. So after that date, new accounts could not be started. Because of this, the MAC, the greenhouse, the bus garage, and Memorial Field are all serviced by Consumer Energy. The solar farm is being built in Genesee County, and MISAC will receive a portion of its future energy supply from this solar farm beginning in June of 2025. MISAC would like to offer districts the opportunity to lock in at current electrical pricing for 15 years for a portion of their energy consumption by committing a percentage of their new energy uses to North Star Clean Energy Project. In talking with Jeff Clark, as a consultant with this project, he has indicated that districts are allocating 40 to 60% of their energy usage to this project. We have chosen 50% as that will lock in 50% of our energy use through MISAC for the next 15 years at today's prices. By signing this resolution, we are agreeing that MISAC should enter into this 15-year agreement with the North Star Clean Energy. We're asking that 50% of our MISAC energy consumption be capped at the current prices for the next 15 years.
This, we are guaranteeing 50% of our consumption through this, or we are, again, is there a portion of our electricity that won't be capped under this agreement? Are we committing to 50% of our energy consumption that will be locked in at 6.2 cents kilowatt hour?
Up to 50% or
So
committing
50%
to?
of the MISAC consumption, so the other 50% of the MISAC consumption will be at market rates, and then our consumers' consumption will not be capped as well.
Yeah. Is there, what's our way out of this contract? If the other 50%, for some reason, they want to get wonky on us and double the rates of consumers, how do we?
Well, consumers is nothing to do with this, MISAC is a.
But if consumers, if competitive rates in 5 years are 10 cents kilowatt hour, and they're giving us 6 cents on 50%, and 20 cents on the other 50%, and it's a net good deal for wherever that math is, how do we not pay higher rates for another 10 years because the solar isn't awesome in Michigan? Why this contract doesn't work or something? What's our way out of that? That's my question. What's the risk?
So are you paying 50 to half to consumers and half to this other place then? Is that what you're saying?
Consumers aren't involved at all.
It's just
Consumers does, this specifically is really just for, within the MISAC solar, we're saying 50% we're looking to lock in on pricing.
So how would they get their I guess I'm confused. If we're getting power from consumers right now, how are we gonna get it from them?
So we get power from them for the early school, NBC, and MHS. We use consumers for.
Are these the guys that are out here in Sycamore? Okay.
Do we have to do this? Do we have to do this at all?
It saves us a lot of money.
So no, we don't have to, but it's on paper, financially, it sounds good.
Correct. I don't have an answer for you though, Joel, of if things were to.
If things were to go south, can we get out?
Yeah,
Are we
that's
locked
the
in
real
for
question.
50
Is what's our real risk? This seems very.
Because we're not actually signing a contract, we're just showing board approval that says we would like to participate in this for program.
So what do we send back to them? We send an email that says our board is in alignment with this contract or this project.
It's not sending something, it's gotta be like an actual gas choice program. You sign up for 2 years, you're out.
There's a lot of legalese and expecting that goes with that if you want to read it. That's just really my question, is what are we? What are we?
That's an
doing?
excellent question.
Additional
I
contract.
don't know, 15 years is a long time.
What's our timing on this, Jeff? When we need to, when does this ship sail? I don't know.
July or August board meetings is what they had indicated.
So your concern is that the prices, because we're not, I guess I'm confused about.
It's
this.
a
We
risk,
have
it's a
locked in.
risk analysis, that's all, yeah.
Half of it's locked in for 15 years, and then what if we have another option that's lower than that? And then we're already locked in that year.
And it must not have always been 15 years if we started in 2005 into this agreement. Does it have to be?
I think it's because they're building,
There wasn't a solar
building,
farm
I think it's
involved
new.
in
they're
investment.
building another solar farm.
It
They're
was-
wanting to know how big should they make it, I think is the question. And so they're wanting to know.
So
how many
because
people-
until this, they've managed electric and gas, energy consumption for us using those two methods.
Correct.
And now they're saying, hey, we want to invest in this solar farm. We need enough people to sign on that says, hey, we can go to the bank or whoever and say, hey, we have all these people behind us that are going to buy this energy.
Right.
Therefore, loan us the money or
Do
give us
we
the grants.
know that this has been approved already? Or is it a situation like that where they need people to commit before they
Says
go on to this
construction
stage?
will begin.
I think they want
So
letters.
it's already-
I'm guessing that they've gotten township approval and kind of just Genesis Tenders and a lot of stuff going on.
So we have history with these. I mean, they've been providing power and energy to us for how many years?
They're just gonna have an additional resource of
Yeah.
another.
Since
solar
2005.
And have we had any pricing issues with them since 2005? Or
So
they're
it's
pretty
been
steady
like-
market?
I believe they've got analysis on our current bills, I believe it's a $500,000 savings over the last 15 years.
That
That's
they've provided to so far.
Over consumer rates.
Yeah. And that's not a guarantee that they couldn't double the price, but I just think that goes a little ways from a trust perspective as well, so.
What if they don't get enough people that want to sign this contract, and they come back and say, we didn't get enough to sign it, therefore we're gonna have to change the rates, and this is.
Stacey, I'm right in saying that most all districts do this, right?
Most districts do, if they had meters before 2008, when that law changed.
And then
So can you sign up for more?
It's a great question as well.
Why don't we put
Send
panels
out
on our roof?
60,
Yeah,
60.
yeah.
No, I mean,
Oh, I
more
see.
than 50%.
Oh, one.
Oh, percentage more.
Can you sign up?
Yes, you could definitely sign up for more. The recommendation with Jeff Clark was that most individuals are allocating between 40 and 60. So we got this with the middle of 50.
That would be this offense, I agree 100%. That way there's no
You've
risk of
already
them
got-
jacking
you've
up
already
the
got
other side of it.
Track record that
Yeah.
safety.
The only risk would be if energy prices happen to fall in that time period and you're locked in sticks, but I
That's a
don't know if I
risk
see
for
that.
us.
I don't see that.
What's supposed to happen is never happened.
Yeah.
Is there more,
Roll it
is
cheaper.
there more information?
We could get more information. So far, I've heard the question of is there a possibility of an out?
Shorter term. 15 years seems like a long time.
Or less or more time? Or change of time? Length,
Percentage increase?
percentage increase?
So our board we are approving this policy. Is that at the end where we're signing this? Because I'd like to see something that if we're assigning a name to it,
No, it sounds like Stacy said that it's signed in what, July?
either way,
That's
it's
what
going
July or
to
August
be.
board meetings, yeah.
July.
Okay, this isn't.
So let me ask you this.
So it's a board resolution, basically, us signing that,
Okay.
and that's what they take as their agreement.
So let me ask you this. If the power goes out, we have to have somebody come in and repair it. Do you call them? Do you call consumers? How much does consumers charge to come out and fix their They're lying.
They don't, it's just like the gas choice program. You can buy gas from Southern Michigan, it still comes through DTE. DTE maintains all of the infrastructure. It's just you're getting
Naive to
cheaper.
this stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It is a great question.
It is,
Yeah.
but it's consumers not.
Consumers, everything,
They're
we're
just-
just
they're
buying their numbers from different
Yes.
companies. And I'm sure consumers get to jump from them in that process.
Yes. And somehow everybody's making money, they're all happy.
As a business owner, if I could lock in my energy costs and what I'm doing now and guarantee they're not gonna go up for even 50% of it over the second, I'm just, you're guaranteeing.
That's our thought process as well.
So,
Now, there is a risk if things go down. Quite seen that recently.
I think that's the 7.5 cents. That there's an adder on top of the CMS rate, 6.2. There's something that gets. It seemed like there was something that got us to the 7.5. Otherwise, this says we.
Maybe the portion of those consumers are maintaining it.
yeah,
There's more information.
yeah, it's like
The savings is based on 6.2, and this is not to exceed 7.5. I just want to make sure that we're not.
and they might have a little growth put in there too, you know what I mean? So maybe it's not locked into the exact rate.
We're locked into the fee, but or to the rate, but there are certain fees that could increase, not to exceed seven.
Okay. So it's kind of like, what's it called? Not a lease. It's your management costs and that kind of stuff.
Which is probably your consumer response.
Years, this is a long time. I hate to agree to do something now, and then 10 years later, it's somebody else's problem, because
Is the years the recommendation of the consultant or the recommendation of, or what the company has asked?
That is what the company has asked. I don't believe they're giving a shorter term or a longer term option to any of this issue.
That's probably what makes it fiscally possible for them.
Can we take a month and ask some more questions? I feel a little.
Well,
Not that this is a necessarily a bad direction. I guess I feel like I've got some questions.
Can we get clarification on the 7.5 or the 0.075?
Yep. If there's not.
procedurally, how do we already have to vote for it?
There needs to be a vote that takes place,
Yeah.
and then you can say no to it, and then have a new motion. Or can you just make a new motion?
You amend it to table it?
Well, they already made the motion and approved it.
Well, we can-
so we have to vote it
well,
down.
we
You have to
had a
vote it
vote,
down.
you can vote it down,
You
and
have
then we
to
can
vote
make
it.
a motion to table it to next.
So just for clarification purposes, I'm gonna ask, what is the possibilities of an out within that 15-year period? Is there a way, as far as a percentage increase, how far up or down can we go within that? And it does not sound like we can have more or less than 15 years, but if there is, I should ask that question as well.
And then what the number on that paper?
Why the 0.075 versus the 0.062?
And so who is Jeff Clark specifically? Does he work for these guys?
Schneider Electric. Marshall Schneider Electric.
Here's the
He's part of the co-op.
6.2.
So he does not work for
They're assuming these things are
the North Star Clean Energy.
this goes up.
It's for the co-op itself.
All right, so we have to vote this down if that's what we want.
Well, technically, I looked it up, you can table the current motion.
Okay.
And then you can move to lay it on the table, and then you can take it from the table at the next meeting.
Okay.
Excellent.
So how you're saying,
Robert's rules.
how do we table it? Is it just a vote to table? Does anybody know?
Kate's gonna do a Parley Pro lesson with us.
Stacy?
I would say we vote this down. and make a
Cleanest thing to
motion.
vote it down.
Okay, however you
yeah,
wanna
that's kind of
do
what
it.
All right, so let's just have a vote on it. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Yes.
All right, motion is denied, and so now we need to talk about Do we need to put it, I mean, do we need to have a motion to talk about it next time, or do we just?
I
put it on
move-
the agenda?
I move to,
Table.
Just
Put
have
it
at
on the
next
agenda
meeting.
for the August meeting.
I move to put this item, the MISAC solar and choice resolution on next month's agenda for follow-up.
Okay.
Support.
All those, discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? We got it.
Well, then it doesn't look like, oh, they,
Yeah,
someone
no,
reads
no,
the minutes,
no,
going,
no,
look at this school board, they voted this down. I don't have
Yep, that makes sense. All right, so we're on to item I, consideration to approve resolution for special election for the operating millage renewal. Suggested motion to approve the resolution for a special election for the operating millage renewal as presented. Moved by Scott,
Support.
support by Joel.
Approve the
Discussion.
update there.
In the recent elections, you saw that there are many operation renewals taking place. This would be for a special election for the school, the school electors of the district, to happen on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. In this resolution, the proposal will allow the districts to continue to levy the statutory rate to not exceed 18 mills on all property, except principal residence and other property exempted by law, required for the school district to receive its revenue per pupil foundational allowance. The remaining 1.4591 mills are only available to be levied to restore millage lost as a result of the reduction required by the Headley Amendment to the Michigan Constitution of 1963. Only be levied to the extent necessary to restore that reduction. So, Michigan, we're looking at a 19.4591 mills, which only 18 mills of that would be used unless it was a This is how we operate. This is our money. If we don't have it, we probably have to shut the doors. So, at some point, we definitely need to do it. This does give us the opportunity for another election if for some reason that needs to take place.
Additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion passed. Item J, consideration of approval of bids for the MHS gymnasium construction. Suggestion motion to approve bids for the MHS Performance Gymnasium Addition as presented. These costs will be paid from the 2022 Capital Projects Fund. Moved by Scott, support by Tom. Discussion.
All right, so on June 14th, we had a pre-bid meeting at the high school auditorium at 2:30 p.m. Where individuals came in to get some understanding about what they were bidding on, some scope and sequence. All bids were due on June 23rd at 2 p.m. They're concealed. We then had a public bid opening at the Millie B. Chisholm cafeteria where that took place. You see in your packet the numbers and the bids that took place in that process. We then had post-bid interviews of those that were low bid, or in some cases additional individuals based upon how the bids came in on June 27th through the 30th. So a lot of interviews. In the packet that you did receive, you can see the final bid category winners, if you will, or the low bid, or the suggested individual to contractor in bid category to go with. It provides all that information and dollar amounts with it. The second set of paperwork shows all the contractors or the businesses that actually bid on each one of the bid categories. So it would actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th page, back to back, the 3rd page, where it shows each of the, so for instance, from site work, that Accurate Excavators, Double L, and Wood Trucking Company, all were put in bids for that category of site work. It then shows their price, their base bid that they put in on that as well. It
go further in, the third set of documents are then the post-bid interviews that took place. Jared Mott, sitting here in the crowd, is the project manager of Lindbergh Construction. Myself, Stacy Brown, Tom Cedarquist, and Vincent was involved in those meetings along with Brad Bergen from time to time in those conversations as well. So we went, and Brett Cronlin, who was with Tower Pinster as the architect, was in those meetings as well. So you can see all the conversations. It gets everything clarified based upon their bid so that there's no confusion as to what their bid would be. You can then see that each contractor, the architect, assigned as the owner representative, and then the construction manager representative, Jared, signed as well. And that's so there would not be confusion. In these components, you can see that there were two, the caulk and sealants. There was a lower bid that then called once they went back to a closer look at their bid category, and that they had missed a large part of the waterproofing of the net. So they bowed out of that bid process. Within the asphalt paving, there was some misunderstanding about the plan itself as to what was looking to be done as far as the asphalt paving within the high school parking lot. So within that, the original bid went to Michigan Paving and Materials, but then when asked to clarify around an L-shaped section in that paving as well, asphalt paving, then came in lower at that price tag. Overall, as a whole of the $9.1 million worth of contracted work, 2.26 actually was bid here within Muskegon County, which would be 25% of that little bid. Moving forward after this, with an approval from you on this, we will issue purchase orders and contracts to the contractors, and then we would hopefully to start July 17th, a week from today at the latest. So as you can see, just to list through those, the site work would be with a trucking company at $435,400. I don't know if you want to stop and you want me to read through all of these CDs.
Stop.
Okay. I figured as much, but I guess are there other questions or things that myself or Jerry Mott or Stacey can answer?
I did have a question. For categories 3, 17, 22, there were no bids. I'm assuming those weren't just for fun and they're going to have to be still paid for?
Yes, we did put those in the budget line items that had to do with, let me just make sure I can say everything here first. 3 is landscaping. We received no bids for the landscaping. 17 was the elevator. We received no elevator bids. We have since reached out to individuals and got a good understanding of what that cost would be, or approximate, so we budget that in to give us an overall understanding of where our pricing is. And then the line 22, which is not a big deal at all, is the commissioning, and that's just the checking of the work on when things are done and put in and the lines and the different things that take place to make sure that they're set properly, which is a small price that we budgeted at. Budgeted at $3,000. Other questions?
Or the GC does that? I guess that's.
Who does the commissions? There's companies that do
It's
that.
it's usually a third party, like, I don't even know one for Tom, he deals with it all the time, but they specialize in going in and commissioning projects for HVAC or whatever. He's not really like worried about it, but he just would like it done. But ultimately, the construction manager, the architect looking over the project should make sure it's all working, but I don't have intricate knowledge of those systems, so that commissioning agent comes in and makes
Any additional discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Item passed. What's that? Yeah, item 9 is adjournment. Support. Moved by Cindy, supported by Amanda.
Left side.
Discussion?
Discussion, you crazy?
I'm just kidding. I thought I'd get it right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
I'm gonna try to get the other one.